Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Premier League round 19 USA. And yeah, you'd probably be shocked. We've got 19 drivers in the lobby. We are going with 19 today. We are all good to go if everyone wants to ready up. But yeah, somehow we have managed to get 19. There's only 10 Premier League drivers racing today. A lot of forgotten the Champions League finals on, even though we put an announcement out last week. We did offer to cancel this race. The only one that voted to cancel the race was you, Justin. But 10 haven't turned up, as I've said, during the week. But we have got 9 reserves together. Dylan and Tommy from League, we'll go through them all in a minute, but some from League 1, some from Championship. And yeah, it's been a brilliant effort to get everyone in, so big thank you to everyone that has volunteered to reserve.
That's what, there's no history in these two teams anyway, so it's not a big Champions League anyway, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I think there's probably about 24 years of history in those two clubs, isn't there, Jake? Something like that.
I'll have the Champions League final going on my phone as well, but when that starts at 8, so yeah, I will keep you updated on that as well. Just waiting for one more to ready up, and then we'll be going into the session then. Of course, last night it was eventful end, wasn't it? The lead changed hands, and Tommy won in League 1 and the Championship last night. Reserving again tonight. Wonder if he can make it a hat-trick of wins. Of course, Denzo is now racing, and obviously we've got Emerson Hilton in reserving as well. Always a brilliant sight to see Emerson reserving.
Oh wow, I'm honoured to drive on the same track as him.
But,
the same day.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tight between him and Denzo. Nightwing is in too, but of course Nightwing has got a Q2 ban. After that incident with Rick Dalton last week, we went to the back of him in Japan. Still waiting for one more to ready up. That would be good for us to get going. There we go, and we are going now. See what USA brings in. 4 races left, including this one. Big opportunity for some more points to be scored from some different drivers, especially for some reserves as well. There's no pressure on the reserves, of course, but there are some people that want to get some more points. Marvsky's not racing tonight. The bottom 3 aren't, all of them aren't racing tonight, so it's not looking good for them. But again, opportunity for Sweet MJP in particular to pull away from the bottom, and of course for Denzo to pull away at the top as well. As we go into the session, we'll have a look through the standings, if I can find them. Here we go, then Premier League standings. So in the lead, Denzo is in the lead by 74 points then, after the win last week. So he needs to outscore Rick Dalton today to be champion for the second season running, and it's looking pretty dark again, the clouds.
Oh no.
Well, it is dry. We are on dry tyres, but it's not looking the best conditions in the skies, is it? But Denzo is 74 points clear of Rick Dalton. I think he's been back to his best the last 4 races. Denzo, all 4 podiums after having a run of just 1 podium in 6. But Denzo back at his best now, 74 clear of Rick. He just needs to outscore him tonight to put him more than 75 clear of 3 races left to go, and then he will be the champion. Of course, if he's 9th and 10th, and it'll be level or something, but of course fastest lap and points deductions can come into it, but they've not been deducted points throughout the season, so I doubt that's going to happen. Siege is back after not racing last week. He's in 4th. Lynx and Chazza and Sully all not racing tonight. Nunda in 7th as well. Got his 2 P5s in a row for Nundas. He's looking good in 7th as well. Promoted, of course, last season. So it's a great season for Nunda. And our first 2 awards are going to come out. I think we're going to have an award come out tomorrow, aren't we? We have our awards for the next week. Ayrton says, who cares about football anyway? Yeah, Man City, Chelsea, I'm not watching that. Absolutely no way. I'd much rather be doing this. Keep an eye on it, but
definitely.
Yeah, also in the stands.
We've got a dry race apparently. 45 minutes in, I'm toggling through, and there's 45 minutes into the race. It's still dry and sunny.
There we go. All about quali.
Quali is dry as well.
There we go. So we've got a dry quali too. All the way through.
Probably will be rain. You never know. 15 minutes, yeah, cloudy.
I'll keep an eye on that then. We've got first car going out on the track. That's going to be Lee Alpha. Oh, Mushrooms after the session already. Alpha Tauri Nightwing going out then. Of course, he has got a Q2 ban, so he'll be starting 15th at the highest, mind you. As we said, Bradfield had a full quali ban. Cut the Wheat's going to end up starting 12th. So we'll run through.
Yesterday until my internet went.
Yeah, his internet went yesterday, didn't you? But redemption time today. This is the league you're in. So this is what matters the most. Let's go through the grid then. So it's all mixed up. We'll start with Mercedes. So Mercedes tonight, we should have gone through it when we were in the lobby, but Mercedes, we got Sean, and then Jake the Slayer is reserving in place of Lynx, a championship driver. I think it's his first race of the Premier League this season. Ferrari, we've got Emerson, and there we go, as we mentioned, Emerson in. Brilliant to see him race. I think he's only done 2 this season. That was right at the beginning of the season, but he's partnering Sam, replacing Marv's, because that is an absolutely fantastic team. That Sam, of course, got his first podium last time out in... Where was it? Japan last week. I watched Nightwing. So we talked through this. Red Bull, we've got a makeshift team, a Serious Mushroom and Knowlesy. Knowlesy's been in the Red Bull. He was in the Red Bull last season and the beginning of this season until he dropped down to be in reserve. So familiar with that seat. And then Serious Mushroom. Not sure he's been in the Red Bull before in WNR, but there's a good team we got there going. And then we got the McLaren team. We got Tango and Nunda as usual. They've been very consistent. They rarely miss races, those two. Although they don't have the best connections, so hopefully it doesn't let them down. But of course, Tango getting a podium last week, I think everyone can say they're absolutely thrilled to see that, especially the troubles he has in terms of his connection. Renault, we've got Bradfield and Potstuff as normal. Racing Point, we've got Rick Dalton, and then we got just Rick Dalton. There we go. So that is the car we're missing. There's a second Racing Point that's missing today. As Nightwings now. It's not exactly. It would be Chazza normally in the Racing Point, but. Unfortunately, he should be getting his PlayStation fixed, and he'll be back hopefully soon. AlphaTauri, Nightwing, as you can see, going round, and then we've got Dylan the AlphaTauri making it a hat-trick of races this weekend. He does race in AlphaTauri in League 1, doesn't he? Nightwing's going for the S section then. Yeah, taking a lot of the curb as well. Nothing to lose for Nightwing. He's going to be starting 15th at best anyway with that Q2 ban, so he might as well just go for it so we can see his true pace for the race. After AlphaTauri, then go to Alfa Romeo. We have got Denzo, who is back. We didn't think he was going to be racing, but now he is, and he's got young Tommy. What team that is going to be. Young Tommy's in at Alfa Romeo too as well. Like we say, he's won the League 1 and Championship races yesterday, so got to watch out for young Tommy. Absolutely, he's going to be up there, you have to think. And then Haas, we've got Siege and Sweet MJP as usual, and then Williams, we've got Sloth and Ayrton, which is the championship team for Williams, replacing German and Sully tonight. There we go, that's our grid. It's taken us about 5 minutes to go through all the reserves and that tonight. As we said earlier, huge thanks to all the reserves coming in, because if we had no reserves, we had 10 races tonight. So
yeah, appreciate the help, boys. Thank you.
That's the first time we've got 19 in the Premier League all season, but yeah, couldn't get the full 20, but it's not a problem. We even had two reserves drop out in the end. There were that many.
That's not bad though, is it? You can't complain at 19 with 10 Prem drivers
1:30.2 for Nightwing. Decent lap time. Not sure if it'll be enough to get him through, but Ayrton's invalidated his time and he comes in the pits already, so not got enough fuel for another lap. Then we got the McLaren, I think that's Tango. And Serious Mushroom finally joined back. Tango then coming onto the straight. Can he keep up his good form? 1:30.1. He's quicker than Nightwing. That's a great time there from Tango. Sloth set at 1:29.6. That was the pole time yesterday, I believe. Emerson is on a lap then. We're going to watch Emerson. We have got the other Ferrari actually. Where's Sam's just on out lap blow. And then there's a Haas next, which is, I believe it's Sweet MGP just on out. So Emerson's actually the next car. Just settle out, so we'll get to sit back and watch the Ferrari at the end of Sector 2 and Sector 3. Whilst we're watching him, have a quick look through the car. Oh, someone just took that bollard out. I'm not sure if that was Emerson there, but that Brazilian helmet as well. Love that. And green and yellow. Bit of blue on it too, I think, as well. Tango saying no rain. Yeah, we've got Kakarot Goku saying can't wait seeing Denzo and Emerson fighting. Absolutely, yeah. It'd be great to see these two battling out. They have had a couple of battles before. Not as many as we'd like, though, but whenever Emerson can reserve it, it's great to see him in, isn't it? Even to Tommy, best of luck saying Sully. Yeah, Sully, of course, third in the standings and able to race tonight. Emerson has a 1:29.8. There we go. And he's got a lot more pace in the bag than that as well. Emerson up to second. Dylan goes fourth as well. 6 seconds off Nightwing. Not bad considering he's in League 1. Potstuff goes up to P4. 1:30.4. Finally got some decent points to pull himself away from the relegation zone last week, didn't he? But we'll be looking for more just in case anyone in the bottom 3 can pick up a really good result. And Nightwing has been saving up and he's going to be going for another lap now. Nunda's on his out lap too. Not on any tyres though, apparently. That's strange. There we go. Oh, yeah, because I'm strange glitch that was. Tango's come through again, so he's saved up, and now he's going to be going for another lap 2. And then see the Ferrari, and that is Sam Swift. We're going to watch Sam Swift. His quali pace the last few weeks has been incredible, but finally managed to show that he's got it in the race as well. Finishing P2, it looked like he could have won it at one stage. Sam goes up to P5. I think he's got a bit more pace in the bag than that. 7th out of pot stuff, but yeah, he picked a different. I think went medium hard, didn't he? And now Denzo to take the win here. And Sweet MJP is going to have to set a quicker time than that. Must have made a mistake on that lap somewhere. Bradfield's just on an out lap, and yeah, we've got Nunda on a lap as well. So we're going to watch on board with Nunda in sector 2 at the moment, down the first DRS zone. He's got an horrible gearbox glitch, so we won't watch on board. We'll have a look at the aerial view. Yeah, no, Nunda's happy with no rain. I thought Nunda absolutely loved the rain. In the McLaren then. Again, a very consistent team have been this season. Tango, even with his problems, he's been picking up some points, and of course the podium last week. And Nunda 7th in the standings after being in the championship last year. Really good effort from him. I don't know why it does this. That horrible gearbox glitch. It's really hard to listen to. Dylan getting out of the way nicely for him there. Yeah, connection's not the best for Nunda, but and again it never is. Nunda's about to cross the line. 130.5 puts him up into P6. Yeah, I think he's got a bit more pace in the bag than that. He might be in trouble with that time. Tango, can he improve? He does improve by just over a tenth. Can't quite get into the 129s. In fact, Nightwing has. He's got now on a 129.9 for Nightwing. It's a shame he's got a Q3 ban, because Emerson, Denzo and Nightwing have been absolutely fantastic. But I don't think all three of them have raced together this season. I know Nightwing won in Vietnam. I think Nightwing and Emerson actually came together in Australia. They both DNF'd, I think, in Australia when they crashed into each other. I think that's the only time they've raced together all season, when they've hit each other. Don't want to talk that one up, but anyway, missing a Williams come across the line. I think that's Sloth. No, Sloth's on that lap. Ayrton's come out and he's going for another lap as well. Bradfield then, he's now coming through the final corner. Well, he will be in a second. Here we go, a little bit wide, coming onto it. It's got to watch he don't go 4 wheels off. Bradfield cross the line. It's a 131.1. I think he could be in trouble with that time. He needs to not quite getting the pace of things since switching to medium traction. Switching to full no traction, sorry. I think, oh, and Ayrton nearly went 4 wheels off then, but he did back off, so I think that's why he didn't invalidate. And there's a, who's this? Bradfield spun, and Nunda's gone off as well. Did you spin?
Yeah, I just lost it. I wasn't going for a fast lap either.
Okay, you're spinning when you don't go for a fast lap. Good luck to you when you do. Alpha Tauri next. I think that's Dylan. Nightwing just coming to the pits. I wonder if Tango's going for another lap. No, he's not. He's coming to the pits as well. And Nunda, I don't think he's going for another lap. Mercedes, is that Sean? No, it's not. Sean's in sector 2. Jake the Slayer is now coming through to start his lap. Alfa Romeo, is that Tommy? It must be Tommy. There we go. Tommy's going to be next. Let's see what sort of pace he can do. I should think he'll be in that battle between 4th, 5th and 6th, around that area there. But yeah, I couldn't catch him in League 1 yesterday, and Championship couldn't catch him either. It was only 131.2 there for Tommy. I think he's got much more pace in the bag than that. Must have just been a banker lap there, maybe a preparation lap for Tommy as Ayrton goes up to P10, gets ahead of Sweet MJP. Good competitive time there for Ayrton. He's obviously towards the bottom of the championship, so fair play to him for stepping up tonight, and that's a really competitive time as well. He's right in the mix with Bradfield, Tommy and Sweet MJP there as well. Again, he was unlucky yesterday. I think he had a collision with McLaren, but into turn 1. Yeah, unfortunate for him. Sloth on his lap then, he's about to come across the line. Oh, he's got a little bit wobbly there, but should be okay. He's a 130.3, puts him up into P4. Great time there for Sloth, and Sean goes up to P8 just behind. Yeah, brilliant time from Sloth, and he did a 129.6, I think, didn't he? Did he? I'm sure he did, to get pole yesterday, but the track must have been a little bit quicker, because yeah, even Emerson and Nightwing a few tenths off that time at the moment. Denzo's still sat in the pits. Rick Dalton's on an out lap. Again, he's on the medium, so it's indicating again, like last week, he wants to start on the softs. He'll go to them in Q2 then. Anyway, who is on a lap? Jake the Slayer is on a lap. He's invalidated his lap. Unfortunately for him, Siege then has just started his lap. Well, watch the whole of Siege's lap. There we go. We'll leave you to Siege. See Siege's lap. See what he can do. Go on board through the S section then. Don't want to take too much of that curve. He needs to go flying off there, but Oh, he's gone a bit wide there. Wants to hit a bit more on that curve, but he's kept it together nicely, Siege. He's right, starts to slide, and yeah, he's keeping this together nicely. As soon as you hit a bit too much or not enough of that curve, you can start sliding. Tell it together well. Yeah, he wanted to touch a bit of that curve on the left-hand side. Didn't get any of it there, Siege. He would have lost a bit of time there. Deep braking zone, then going down onto the straight. Sweep back in, straighten the car up nicely, and he does that well and straighten up the car. A little bit of a wobble, but he does really well there. And Sam Swift sets the session, unfortunately, so hopefully he can get back in. Everyone has got a good few invites. DRS opening in sector 2 for Siege down the straight. Again, following that racing line, clipping the apexes. And yeah, Siege, I think he's 4th, isn't he, in the standing, Siege. So he has had a good season. Obviously, last season he was 3rd, and he was a leader, wasn't he, at the halfway mark. Him and Cowie right at the top, but end of the season he really faded away, but he's come back to life this season, especially in the beginning half where he picked up a few podiums. It'd be good to see him right back up there again, Siege, in the Haas. Sam has drawn back, that's good to see. Doesn't slide there at all. Good lap is from Siege, cross the line. It's only 9th though. It looked a really good lap, but he's 4 thousandths quicker than Dylan, and it might not be safe there, Siege. Jake the Slayer, I wonder if he's gone for another lap. He has gone for another lap. He's not far behind Siege. He's going to cross the line to set it now. Jake the Slayer goes up to P12. Definitely in danger there. Young Tommy's half a second up. We've got a racing point, and that's Rick Dalton just in front. On the it must be Rick Dalton because he's the only racing point in this tonight. Let's see what Rick Dalton does on the mediums then. Up to P11. Not quite safe there. Now we go on board with, oh, who was it? Jake the Slayer. There we go. P13. Jake the Slayer went 1:31.4. No, sorry, it was Tommy, wasn't it? It was Tommy. And Emerson does a 1:29.8 then, so he goes quicker, but only by a tiny bit, because he was on 1:29.8 anyway. But just another practice lap for Emerson on those tyres. Yeah, Tommy he said he was half a second up. Don't know if he invalidated in sector 3. Must have done, because it's showing he did. And then had to come in the pits. Mushrooms on a lap now in sector 3. Denzo and Knowlesy's still in the pits, so I'm not sure if Knowlesy's going to start from the back, but Denzo's got to get out quickly. I'm sure he's been looking at the stands and knows the permutations for today in terms of winning a title. Back-to-back titles, it should be said as well. Mushroom then crosses the line. He's up to P15, just a 10th quicker than Ayrton, pushes Ayrton into the drop zone with Sweet MJP, Denzo and Knowlesy then. So at the moment, they'll be the drivers going out. Yeah, Mushroom, Tommy, Jake and Bradfield definitely not safe. I don't think the ones in the 1/4. I think 7th and above I think are safe. Sean, Siege, Dylan and Rick I think will be sat there worrying, especially knowing that Denzo's still got to come. And Tommy's got more time than that, and yeah, if Knowlesy does set it up, he's got more time, and the 1:38s as well, I'm sure. What's Denzo doing? Saying no, I'm not too sure, but he has done this before, leaving it to the last minute. Hopefully he's going to get out there and set a lap. If he doesn't, he might start from the back. You never know. But yeah, he looks like he's obviously we're about 40 seconds behind, so it looks like he's only going to go for one run at it. It's a risky thing to do here because this is an easy place to invalidate USA, as we saw yesterday. The penalty, some of them were just ridiculous. How many penalties we're getting. Emerson now comes into the pits there, and as we know, he's safely through. I'll probably retire now. It's only Mushroom actually on a lap. I think. Well, it's saying he's up on his time as well, Mushroom. He does need to find some time because he is in the danger zone there. Just a few attempts of Mushroom could push him up into the top 10. Yeah, Emerson has retired. He's happy with his time, and I think I would be as well on the 1:29s. Here goes Mushroom then up to P8. There we go, as we said. He does get to 8. That's a brilliant time for Mushroom. And I think he could be through with that as well. Good effort for Mushroom. I'm sure we'll be really chuffed with that. Bradfield knows he's in trouble. He's gone out as well. Obviously joins us in the commentary box. Rarely says much apart from swearing when he crashes in the race. Tommy's on out lap 2 then, as is Sam Swift. Sam Swift again, I guess, just going for another practice lap. Potstuff and Sam, look at them, really on the rise, aren't they, towards the tail end of this season. 5th and 6th at the moment as well. Bradfield across the line, he's starting his lap then. Mushroom's just on in lap, so we will watch Bradfield's lap. Put the pressure on him. You mean 40 seconds? Yeah, it's about 40 seconds ahead. What did I say? And goes Bradfield then through the S section. Not taking too much of that curve. He's scared of invalidating. If he don't take too much, that's better. There we go. He's taking more on that curve now. 10th up through that first sector as well. That's the awkward curve. Me and Bradfield both hate it. And there we go. He's done it really, really well that time there. Probably would have gained some time too. Yeah, again, just 3 or 4 attempts to put him up into the top 10. He's gone a bit wide, but it's easy enough to straighten up and not lose too much time from there when you go into the straight. That's fine. Young Tommy then, not far behind Bradfield as well, coming into that straight as well. Yeah, and as we said, I think the top 7 are definitely safe. Not sure about Mushroom. Not sure about the ones just below as well. Denzo is on that lap. Knowlesy's still in the pits then, so I think Knowlesy's going to start last. As we said, for the reserves, there's no pressure on them. Of course, they're not in the standings. There's no permutations for them. That's an awkward one to straighten up, but Bradfield does it well without wobbling at all, really. Be careful not to cut the corner there. And there we go, staying on the curbs. Just going as nearly 4 wheels off there, pushing it to limits. Good lap this has looked from Bradfield. Track's definitely warmed up as well. He's gone a bit wide, but it's okay. It's okay. He's straightened up, and he's only gained 2 attempts in the end. So he's up to P12, just off P9. It's really close. Tommy's out to P9 as well. Pushes Bradfield down. Rick has had to go out on the softs. He's on out lap. I'm not sure he's going to make it. You know, I know we're about 40 odd seconds behind, but not sure he's going to make it there. Rick Ayrton's now started his lap. Yeah, we might be more than 40 seconds behind because Denzo's on an outlap and he's only just coming to sector 3 as well. But we'll see. Knowlesy's still in the pits. Yeah, Knowlesy's definitely going to be committing to starting last. Who have we got next across the line? I think it might be Sean. It's not Sean, it's Jake the Slayer on an outlap. And we have a Williams, and that's not Ayrton, that's Sloth. Sloth's gone for another lap to see if Sloth can improve. He doesn't. Although he is. Oh, he's going for another lap now. Again, this time glitch really putting us off here. Denzo's now across the line. He's starting his lap too. Now, will Rick Dalton make it? I'm not sure he will make it. We'll find out how far we are behind.
3 seconds left.
3 seconds left. He's not going to make it. Rick Dalton's not made it. No. He's in 14th. He's in big trouble here, especially with Denzo on a lap. Now watch Denzo. Make sure he doesn't invalidate. And he's kept it safe for the S section, which is the hardest bit, although he's gone a little bit wide. And we see Sweet MJP's just gone up to 15th. That might save Rick Dalton here, but still, Jake the Slayer's going quicker. Ayrton's going quicker as well. Ayrton could push out Rick here. Denzo obviously can as well. I think Rick's in big trouble here, and Denzo's struggling to straighten up. Even if Denzo makes mistakes in his lap, though, he is usually quick enough to get through, even with a scruffy lap. Obviously we know his pace. I was practicing at Brazil earlier on time trial. I think he's in the top 50 in the world, Denzo, and look, you can see why. He just pushes it to the limits. He's got all the assists off as well, and we just seen, not quite sure, I think a Sloth improving. Was it Sloth improving? No, it's Ayrton. Ayrton's got up to P8 for Ayrton in the Premier League. That's absolutely incredible time for Ayrton. That's why he wanted to race today. Obviously loves USA, doesn't he? But Rick's in 15th. He's in trouble. It's between, can Jake the Slayer knock him out? Jake the Slayer in 17th now. He's about to cross the line. Can Jake the Slayer do it? Yes, he can. Rick Dalton is out then. Denzo in P18. Looks like he's going to be okay. He's about to cross the line. And he goes up to P1 for 1:29.3. And we said that looks scruffy at times. That's sensational there from Denzo. But that is a huge shot. Rick Dalton went for the medium run. Went for the mediums, didn't he? Obviously wanting to start on the softs in the race, saying he's not going to use the mediums, but he wasn't quick enough to get through on them, and he didn't make the checker flag as well. Caught sleeping there. So Rick is out. Bradfield's out in 16th, just misses out to Dylan Siege. Sweet MJP 18th. Knowlesy starting 19th then. Wow. Yeah, big shock there. Rick Dalton, the only driver that can catch Denzo, is out and will start down in 17th. Of course, Nightwing as well. He's going to be starting now in 15th because he's got this quali ban. So Bradfield is start. How do you feel about starting in between Rick and Nightwing? You're just going to move out of the way?
Yep. That's what I'm going to do.
There we go. I mean, see the drivers going out.
Not going to point a battling people out.
It was really close. Look how close it. Less than a tenth between Dylan, Siege, Bradfield, Rick, and Sweet MJP, and Sean and Tommy. Really close between them all. Yeah, Bradford, you went out, but you were less than a tenth off 12th. So it was thin margins in the end.
I don't mind. Just got to try and score in the top 10.
Denzo is faster than Emerson, saying Kakarot. Tommy's not feeling the track today, but he certainly was yesterday.
I'm not surprised. He's probably sick of it, to be honest with you. So am I.
Had Jake the Slayer saying, best lap I've done here. And he won't be that in Q2, so he's happy with that. And didn't think he'd make Q2, saying Jake caused a couple of faster drivers going out, was obviously helped him there. Mushroom saying camera wrong, setup wrong. But he's got through, and again to get through the Q2 is quite something. I'm sure Ayrton's going to be incredibly happy with that as well. Yeah, so well done to them. Ayrton obviously got to Q3 yesterday, but I think he started 7th. So yeah, I think he does like USA. USA curse saying Nunda as well. Denzo's won the Q1 measuring contest saying Tango. Yeah, he has indeed. Of course, don't forget his tyres were fresh, whereas Emerson set his quicker time earlier on in the session when the track was slower, and it was on scrub tyres as well. So definitely some more time in there for Emerson. So who goes to the mediums then? We did see some one stoppers, didn't we? Medium soft. We did see a lot of two stoppers. Medium soft soft, or soft medium medium, depending on what's happened to them in the race with incidents and that. But of course it was changed a bit last night with that rain coming towards the end of the race. And again, the race was won on strategy by Tommy, wasn't it? We've only got one car out on the track at the moment. That's Dylan. He's miles in front as well, and he's going the softs. It probably will be on his scrub softs that he's using Q1, so it won't be a proper time for him, just a banker for him. If Bradfield crashes, you can do comms for the Champions League final. And Mushroom saying more angry about having a white helmet. And Nunda said that.
No, I'm not going to watch it. I'm sure, Jay. What time's kick off? 8 o'clock, is it?
Kick off is at 8 o'clock. There we go. I'll put it on. Get it up on my phone now. Make sure it's on mute.
Is Timo Werner starting up front, is he?
Probably, yeah. I thought they would want to win, but oh well.
Can't hit a barn door, can he?
There we go. I'm watching that now. Got to stay focused. I'm staying focused on the racing though. I'll just flick down it if I see people jumping up and down. But yeah, I prefer. Who would you prefer win?
Man City.
From a Liverpool point of view, I prefer Chelsea to win it, obviously, because they've won it before. The heartbreak ain't as bad then. Anyway, Dylan is on that. We'll focus on the F1. Dylan, the AlphaTauri. Him and Tommy obviously both done all 3 races here this weekend, so credit to them. Must be a draining weekend. I'd hate to do this track. I did it once and had enough of it. I mean, I got 6 seconds of penalties in USA, and like I say, I'm not one for penalties, so I always make sure I try and avoid them. But it's just, if you try and avoid penalties here constantly, you're just going to go so slow, you won't even be racing at times. It's got a bit, losing the back end a bit there, Dylan, but he's kept it together. In that same AlphaTauri as well. I can't remember what car he raced in the championship yesterday. It might have been Red Bull, I want to say, but yeah, his partners, his teammates with you, wasn't he, in the Red Bull yesterday? So he stayed with the Red Bull and AlphaTauri, and that's just the team. Yeah, on these soft tyres, I think this might be a scrub run for it. You rarely see cars pushing it on the softs, on the fresh softs early on in the session, unless they are committed to starting on them and think they're quick enough. Of course, the ones that set their genuine time on the mediums usually leave it late. However, Ayrton has gone out now, so he is on the mediums. You lose so much more grip in there, and I'd be surprised if you see the hard tyres in the race, because they really struggle with that. It's like having wing damage if you've got hard tyres on here. That's how I feel. That's what it's like for me anyway. As Dylan crosses the line, he does a 1:31.2, then up into P1 for Dylan. 1:31.2, and I think that is a genuine time there for Dylan. I don't think there's no holding back from that at all. Ferrari's going to be next, and as Sam Swift, he is just on an outlap though. Potstuff's also on an outlap, then having McLaren, and they're both on lap, so whoever it is must be on a lap, but this is Tango. Wonder if this is just going to be a banker lap for him. McLaren, not left, I'm not going to say that. Here goes Tango then. He's about to cross the line. And he does a 1:29.9, so again a genuine time over Tango. To P1, what I was going to say is not left the session once yet, but I didn't want to say that, and then he gets cut out from his lap. There we go, P1 there for Tango, 1:29.9. I should think it'd be safety through with that. Ayrton then on his medium tyres has invalidated Sloth. Let's have a look at Sloth. Goes up to P3. It's just 1:33.2. So yeah, he did do it on his scrub tyres then from Q1. Tommy's invalidated his times again. Not sure if it's a scrub lap or not. It won't matter if it is. Sam's on a lap. As you mentioned, Nunda's on a lap. He's now coming through the final corner.
See what he can do.
And it's a quick lap again from Nunda. It's a 1:30.8. McLaren 1-2 at the moment then. Young Tommy, who invalidated, is going to go for another lap. He saved up enough ERS, so he's going to be going again. Nightwing, of course, is in the pit, so yeah, he'll be starting down in P15. He's got to retire the car. Well, he hasn't got to retire the car. He's just obviously not got to set a lap. So that's where he's going to be starting. We've got pot stuff going through the beginning of sector 3 now. This is awkward. It's really awkward to straighten the car up here. He does it nicely, but it's such a slow corner there. We turn 15. Clipping the curves all on the inside, staying close to the curves, and swoop it back in. Don't go 4 wheels off here. He doesn't go any wheels off at all. He goes as wide as he can to swoop back in to get as much pace on the entry. DRS open, and he crosses the lines of 1:30.3. Another fantastic time from Pot Stuff. And he's definitely, I don't think he's going to be in a relegation fight next season. That's all I'll say.
Definitely not.
Emerson then. And don't forget, Pot Stuff only joined nearly halfway through the season. Emerson now starting his lap on the medium tyres. I think Tango's now coming to the pits. The Alfa Romeo of Denzo is now starting lap just behind Emerson, also on the medium tyres. Tango's retired his safety through, we'd think, wouldn't you? But yeah, Pot Stuff, I'm not too sure. He's not safe there as Mushroom goes up to P5, 1:30.15, few temps off Dylan. Not sure if that's Scrubs or not. And Nightwing, there we go, he has retired in the pits now, of course, with that quali ban. Nunda's now coming to the pits as well. He's got to be careful coming to that pit. It's a popular pit lane in terms of having instants coming to the pits. Young Tommy's already made it round, and he's now going to set his lap. It's a 1:32.2. That's just a banker lap there from Tommy on those scrubber tyres. Pot Stuff is just on in lap. Then we've got the Williams of Ayrton, who's on an out lap going again on the mediums. Emerson's next then, and he's invalidated on his mediums, Emerson, so he's now driving alongside his brother on the track. Sean's on an out lap, he's just gone past him, so we'll go on board with Denzo. And Denzo's also invalidated on his medium run. And again, I think it's just through the S section. Those medium tyres do not have the same amount of grip as the softs, do they? And that's why Denzo and Emerson, the well, as everyone's saying in the comments, the two that are favourite for the race. They're struggling to set a time on the mediums, but they'll have to come back in. I'm sure they'll have another go on those mediums. But of course, the time is ticking. Yeah, Sean on that lap. Got no one actually on the lap is there. Tommy's on an in lap. Mushroom's on an in lap too, and then obviously Denzo and Emerson have both invalidated. So got a couple of cars crossing the line now, though. Ayrton's going to be the first one, so watch Ayrton's lap as well. Yeah, teams now coming out of the Champions League final. There goes Ayrton, the Williams then. Yeah, as mentioned yesterday, he was P7. He was just really unlucky. At P7 in qualifying, really unlucky. I think he's got hit into by McLaren in turn 1. Got damaged and had to pit. Incredibly unlucky for him. Anyway, I'll have a look through some of the pole position statistics for the Premier League. So far this season, in terms of pole positions, we've had 15 for Denzo. 15 pole positions in 18 races. 1 for German, 1 for Sully, and 1 for Link. So the other 3 drivers that have got pole position this season, apart from Denzo, all not racing tonight. So there we go. Out of the drivers racing tonight, only 1 has ever got pole position this season. So look, the statistics look good for Denzo, don't they? In terms of wins, Denzo's managed to convert 10 of those into wins. Rick Dalton's got 1, Chaz has got 1, German's got 1, Siege has got 1, Sully's got 1, Lynx has got 2, and then Nightwing has got 1 too. Ayrton on his lap, but now going through set 3. Rick Dalton's left the session, of course he's not in Q2 anyway because he went out, but he's going to be getting back out in a minute anyway. Denzo's left the session too. So yeah, internet problem for them. I think this happened last week for them as well. As Ayrton does a 1:32.3, just a 10th off Toby there. Sloth, his teammates now on an out lap as well. We're going to go on board with Siege. Actually, Emerson is on another lap, so he's gone for back-to-back laps then. Enzo, of course, no, he's not. He's coming into the pits. No, I've just seen his time. Forgot to look at his time. There you go. Denzo and Rick have just joined back as well. Sam is on a lap. And then Siege is just in front, actually. So we'll watch Siege. He's on the soft tyres. And he's going slow, so we'll go back on board with Sam. He's just behind. Oh, and yeah, you can just tell watching these not got enough grip of that on these tyres. I just looked through the statistics there. It says Siege has won a race this season. I don't think he has, though. Here's Sam anyway. We know Sam's got one podium this season. That came last week in Japan. Pulled him clear of the relegation zone. He can focus on getting some good points now, and he's up into P5 on the medium tyres. There's a quality lap for mediums. P5 there for Sam. We've got about 4.5 minutes left in the session. Going out at the moment, Siege, Emerson, Denzo and Jake, but none of them have set a lap yet. Siege, in fact, has just set his first time. But that is just an extra preparation up there for Siege. He's going to be going again. Sloth in P10 is on the mediums now as well. Sean's in 7th. He's now going for his run on the mediums. I think his first time was on scrub softs. He's going to be next to set his time as well. Ayrton in front, coming into the pits. So watch Sean. Oh, and Sean's backed out. And he's coming to the pits now as well. So I think he might be going to the softs to try and get him through. Next one is Sloth then. So watch Sloth. He's a 10th and a bit down at time according to that. I'm not sure that's quite right. He's using his ERS. So Sloth crosses the line and he goes up to P6 on the mean. Just 6 thousandths off Sam. So that could be important in terms of the battle as Tommy now starts his lap. Siege is on a lap. Red Bull now, Mushroom going for it on the fresh softs too. Emerson's just on an out lap. In fact, no, who's that? That's Tommy. There we go. Tommy's on. No, it's not Tommy. Who's that? It's Sam Swift on in lap. So there we go. Siege is up next. So we'll watch Siege. In the Haas then for Siege. Oh, a bit robotic going through there, so it's got to try and straighten it up nicely. Be interesting to see what he can do as another one of those drivers at the moment. You're not sure if they're going to go through the Q3 or not. If they pull the lap together, then you'd favour them to go through. But Siege crossed the line. He's up to P4 into the 130s, and there we go. He has managed to put a good lap together. Good on Siege there, up into P4. Next is going to be young Tommy, who's on a lap. The other cars in front, I don't think, are on a lap, are they? Sloth's just on an in-lap, I think. Tommy's nearly a second up, and his first lap, of course, was just a bank of laps. But he'll probably go up at least into 5th. The Alfa Romeo, I'm not sure Tommy's raced the Alfa Romeo. I was saying before, Tommy's done so much reserving this season, so's Dylan. Is there any cars he's not reserved in? I think he might have done Alfa Romeo before, though, Tommy. He now straightens up, then comes across the line, goes up to P3, gets ahead of Nunda, and I think that is safe there for Tommy. And Serious Mushroom goes up to P3 for 130.4. Maybe Tommy's not safe. Maybe this track is getting quicker and quicker. Great up there from Mushroom, 2.5 tenths quicker than Tommy. And Nunda and Dylan are both on out laps now as well. Emerson's on a lap on the soft tyres. Denzo's out on the soft tyres. They don't fancy themselves of getting through. Maybe they fancy themselves in terms of pace, but just keeping a lap validated is difficult enough around here on the medium tyres, as they both found out on their first run. They've abandoned that, and now they're going for the soft tyres. So it looks like everyone that goes through is going to be starting on softs. Everyone's on softs at the moment. Sam, Sloth and Sean all through at the moment on the mediums, but I doubt they'll be able to stay through with that. Just drives this car, Emerson, like it's... Oh, he's like it's in AI mode, on AI, I don't know, 180 or something. It's just... makes it look so easy. I know it's not easy at all, but I mean, Denzo, of course, as well, just flies through the corner. If I'm on no traction, I'd go spinning into the wall there. He crosses the line as a 129.6. 2.5 tenths quicker than Tangle there. Emerson's going to be safety through. Siege is retired now then. In the pits, I believe. Yeah, it is. So Siege is done. He's in P7. He's in a bit of trouble there, though. Nunda's now on an out lap. We've got Denzo on a lap. We've got Jake on a lap. Dylan's also on a lap. Where's Dylan on the track? Dylan's a bit further back. So the first one to set their lap is going to be Denzo. 1 minute .053 as he comes out of Sector 2. Sector 3 then. Sector 1 is the hard. If you get through Sector 1, you know, you've just got to keep it together then. I mean, the rest of the track's not easy, but Sean getting out of the way of his Racing Point teammate last year. Pushing it to the limit. Even still, Denzo, look, nearly 4 wheels off. Really pushing it, never stops. Oh, he's gone wide. Oh, he's lucky to keep that validated. And he still goes up to P1. 129.3. 3 tenths quicker than Emerson. And Dylan goes up to P6. Tommy's in big trouble here. Tommy's in trouble. And Sloth's just on his out lap. Ayrton crosses the line. He's just started his lap 2. We've just seen Jake the Slayer go up to P7. And yeah, checker flag is out, and Sloth has not made the line. Sloth's not made the line, so Sloth is out. We know Nightwing's out. Sean and Ayrton are both on laps, and I think Sean is up. Sam's on lap 2. He's now following in sector 1 as well. He's gone wide, and he invalidates, so Sam is out. Big shock there. Sam is going to be out. Sloth is out. Only Sean and Ayrton now can go make it through, and Ayrton's gone wide. Went 4 wheels off there. He must have backed off quite a lot though, because he's not invalidated his time. All down to Sean. Sean's in front, so we're going to watch Sean. Nunda himself is on a lap actually, so we'll watch him. He's 4 tenths up, so he could push Tommy down here into a danger zone, even though I think he might be okay. There we go. Nunda up to P4. Good lap there from Nunda. Tommy's in P9. Siege is in the danger zone in P10 at the moment. It's all down to Sean, and Sean's a second up. He needs more than a second though. He needs 1.2 seconds to get ahead of Siege. Wasn't very straightening up there. Ayrton, I'm not sure if he's up on his time or not, but we've got to watch Sean because he's the first one coming through. Mushroom's not very happy with the game, but he's through to Q3 in the Premier League, which is quite something really with some of the pace of these. Sean then straightens up his Mercedes, coming onto the straight, crosses the line. Sean is through to Q3. Siege is out. What can Ayrton do? Can Ayrton knock out young Tommy? Straightens up his car, crosses the line. He's 11th for Ayrton, and I've got to say, Ayrton, brilliant. Stepped in last minute.
That's a close battle.
And like I say, he's towards the bottom of the championship, and he's now starting P11 the Premier League, out qualifying Siege. Sam, who was on the podium last week. Sloth, who won the race yesterday in the championship, and of course Nightwing, who had that quali ban. But yeah, of course Sam and Sloth could not get their second lap set, could they? Whereas Siege didn't have time to get back out the pits. So 11th for Ayrton, just misses out by a 10th to Tommy. But yeah, Tommy, Jake, Dylan, Sean, Mushroom, Potstuff, Nunda, Tango, Emerson and Denzo to cars through. It does very much look like that's going to be... They've been the 3 quickest drivers, haven't they? That top 3. Bit of a golfing class. I think it'll be a challenge for anyone else to keep up with them in the race. Right, I will quickly go and make a drink, because me being an idiot has completely forgot to bring one up with me. I'll be back in a minute. I'll be in Q3. Here we go then. This is the moment of the week in terms of pace, isn't it? This is the quickest we'll see the cars go all week. And Mushroom's retired. So Mushroom's not... Well, he's happy with starting 10th by the looks of it then. He's P1 at the moment. It'd be good if everyone else retired. He'd be on pole. Who's first out? Denzo's going to be first out. So watch Denzo. We've got both Alfa Romeos through, both McLarens through, and then both Mercedes through as well. Yes. Good effort from Sean there to get through to Q3 as well. Yeah, let's not forget we've got 2 League 1 drivers here through to Q3 in the Premier League. I know we've got, let me say, Lynx isn't racing, and Brick's out, and Nightwing's got a quali ban, and Sully isn't racing, and Chaz is not racing, but even still, get through to Q3 in the Premier League is quite something. So well done. to them for getting it through. Tommy saying he wants his pace back. He's in Q3 in the Premier League, and he's saying he's lost his pace. That shows how quick Tommy has got over the last couple of months, isn't it? And Jake saying had to use 2 sets of softs in Q1. So he might start 15th. Well, he's through. Obviously, an old message. He's already through. Can't start 15th now. Yeah, he's happy with the top 10. Everyone else is on and out apart from Jake the Slayer, probably because of that reason that he's only probably got 1 fresh set of softs left now. Football is still nil by the way, 11.5 minutes in. And now we watch Denzo as he just weaves to get some more heat in those tyres before he starts his lap. And we'll go on board with this lap from Denzo, the ultimate pace master, isn't he? He can get the title again today for the 2nd season running. He's looking good to do it as well, especially with his main rival Rick starting down in P17 through the S section. Then again, almost 4 wheels off every opportunity, pushing it to the limits. Absolutely flying through the first X section. Almost angling that car to hit the wall and then swinging it back at the last minute just to get maximum pace out of it. Swings it back there, avoids the orange curb. Oh, he nearly went 4 wheels off there. Don't know if it's a bit of a lag though from in that, because that's lucky not to invalidate if he did go 4 wheels off there. A little bit wobbly there. He went wobbly there on his first lap and did a 1:29.3. So I'm not going to criticise anything, because I know even still this is going to be an absolutely fantastic time, and the Mercedes going very slow there. Sean on his lap. Sean's obviously made a mistake somewhere. I think he's just invalidated. Yeah, he has invalidated. He's getting out of the way. The other couple of cars will go back to Denzo then. Didn't want to be in the top 10, so Mushroom. Everything's messed up. Not quite sure what's happening for Mushroom, but having problems with his game. And oh, Denzo nearly cut the corner again there, but again he's pushing it to the limits. How he doesn't, all it takes is one little slip and then he's going to have to invalidate the time, but he just gets it absolutely perfect. And look at this for time. Wonder what this is going to be. It's a 1:29.1 from Denzo. That is absolutely incredible, and I'd be shocked if that gets beaten, if it can get beaten. Here is a man that will do it, Emerson Hilton. Here he goes. He's now coming to the final corner. Can he make a battle of it with Denzo? He crosses the line. It's a 1:29.4. He's just over 3 tenths off Denzo, but even still, to be that close with Denzo, top effort there. I'm sure he's got more pace in his second one as well. Potstuff's third. Dylan is fourth for 1:30.9. Next up's going to be Nunda next. Both the McLarens coming up next though. First McLaren and Nunda goes up to 4th. Potstuff in 3rd at the moment, looking good for Potstuff. Can Tango get in the 1:29s again? Yes, he can. 1:29.9 for Tango. He's looking to make that 3rd spot his own, isn't he? But young Tommy, if he can find a bit more pace like he thinks he's got in the bag as well, can he push for that P3? Oh, he's wobbly there coming onto the straight, and now it's a 1:30.8 for Tommy, so he has lost a good few tenths somewhere in that lap. And there we go, that is a first run done. That's the top 7. Obviously Mushroom's retired, he's not going to set a time. Jake the Slayer is still in the pits. He's only got 1 fresh set of sauce. I think he's only going to have 1 go at it, and Sean invalidated his time, but he is going again, Sean, so we're going to watch his lap. Yeah, Mushroom saying, yeah, don't blame him. Only reserved to put Bradfield off. Yeah, you sit further back and you push him off the track or something. That's what he'll try and do to you. Here goes Sean in a Mercedes again. Been consistently in the midfield this season, Sean. Not got any podiums or anything right at the top, but he's never in relegation danger because he does pick up points. He doesn't do anything silly in the races. He just drives around, puts in the effort, does his best, and then he picks up enough points to be in that midfield battle. Here goes Sean then. On to the final straight, and he goes up to P8, so only a 1:31.8 there from Sean, but second lap on those tyres as well, so he must have made another mistake there, but it puts him up ahead of Mushroom at least, of course, and his teammate, and he's got plenty more time when he goes for his second run. Dylan and Tommy, I think they're just on their in laps as well, so everyone's going to be in the pits. That leaves us bored for a couple of minutes. Yeah, not literally push him off, I'm sure. But yeah, put him off, not push him off, Mushroom. Yeah, football is still 0-0, 16 minutes in. I am watching it on my phone, so it's probably about a couple of minutes behind.
Is it all cagey? Are they all just...
I'm not sure. I'm not watching it. I'm doing this. So you're watching it. I mean, you're out straight away, weren't you?
No, I haven't put it on though.
Yeah, everyone is in the pits then. Like I say, preparing for their final run. And look how spread out it is. Sean's the only car not in the pits. Of course, he's just on in that blow, I presume. Let's have a look at the gaps. There we go. Look, it's a huge, really spread out, aren't they? And that is just because these Denzo and Emerson, and then Tango bit further back too. Great lap there from Pot Stuff, but obviously he's a second off Denzo. And of course, yeah, as you can tell, we have, like say, Tommy and Dylan. They're League One drivers, so you know you can't be too surprised at the gap there. It's just a gap in the leagues, isn't it? The gap in class, and then Jake DeSayer and Mushroom, both championship drivers as well, who were there too. So yeah, only 6 Premier League, and see Emerson's a reserve as well, so we only actually got 5 of the Premier League drivers in Q3. Oh, there we go. Sean's now come in the pits as well, so we've got all 10 cars in the pits, including Mushroom's car, who's retired. Oh, we'll have a look. Give us time to have a look through our little statistics then. So Denzo, obviously his best results come P1 for Denzo, as we know. Who's next? We got Nunda's finished 4th this season. He said in the comments he only ever finished 5th. He finished 4th in Spain. He got P20 to P4 as well. Could be one nominated for performance of the season, which, you know, you'll soon find out. Yeah, it was a good race there from Nunda. Sean's finished 7th twice in Bahrain and Brazil, so that's been his best finish. Again, just consistency there from Sean. And we've had Pot Stuff, yeah, as we said, is at 4th place in Japan last week, and that's the statistics we have. So there are only 5 drivers from the Premier League in Q3 today. Obviously, in terms of the championship, young Tommy and Dylan have both won races, haven't they? Anyway, we have got Tango's left a session. Hopefully he can get back in. He has got about 10 invites. Hopefully he can get back in just in time, so we can get out there and set a lap. And we have got Tommy's on an out lap then. Jake DeSlayer's on an out lap too. Tommy's actually now coming to sector 3. So Tommy's he might have 2 laps of fuel in the car. See, the downside of going with two laps of fuel in the car is that on your first run, when your tyres are fresher, the car's going to be a bit heavier. And on your second run, you got your car's lighter with the fuel, but then of course your tyres are a bit more worn. So I personally don't like going for 2 runs, but I know a lot of drivers do, and it does depend what track it is as well. If it's a short track, maybe Austria, where it doesn't take much tyre wear, and it's better for warming up the tyres a bit more. Tango has joined back, so they should have enough time to get back in his car and then get out there and go for another lap. Flick back to the there we go. Where is it? Fastest lap. There we go. 2 temps up there for Tommy. Little bit of correction there he has to put on as well. Doesn't take too much of that curve, but nearly goes 4 wheels wide. Just about good enough there from Tommy. Not quite sure where he lost time on his lap before, but you'd expect him to be a bit closer to Pot Stuff and Nunda. He's good 4 temps off them. And yeah, he's got a battle on his hands if he wants to make it a hat-trick of wins this weekend. Just say that at least. I think Denzo, Emerson, Tango are probably just a stretch too far in terms of pace for Tommy, but he could definitely challenge, especially if something goes wrong with the drivers towards the top. You never know. And he is nearly 4 temps up now, so he's close to Nunda. He could even get Pot Stuff here. Of course, they are on laps, well, out laps themselves. They will be going again soon. Jake DeSlayer is on a lap now as well. Sean's now out the pits. We're just waiting for Tango to get out the pits. Hopefully he can. He is now coming out the pit lane, so he should have enough time. He can obviously cut the corners in sector 1 as well if he feels he needs to in order to get round in time. So here goes Tommy then onto the final straight. DRS open, cross the line. He does get Pot Stuff. 6 temps. He moves up to P4 there, Tommy. And he's backed off as well there for Tommy, so that is Tommy done. Jake DeSlayer is going to be next. What can he do? Didn't see what his time was as he came out of sector 2, but he has just started sector 3, Jake DeSlayer. Pot Stuff only just beat Nunda in Japan, and he just beat him in the race before in Russia. Yeah, Nunda and Pot Stuff have been close together, haven't they, in terms of pace. So, and I say Pot Stuff only joined halfway through this season, has been towards the bottom other standings, but next season that could be a battle to watch out for between Potstuff and Nunda. Jake the Slayer then comes onto the straight, crosses the line, only 7th for Jake the Slayer. It's 2.5 tenths off Tommy in 4th, so it's quite close. Yeah, 7th for Jake the Slayer, and he's backed off there as well, so he's not going for a second run. So 7th at best there for Jake the Slayer. Next car to cross the line, that's actually Potstuff. And who's that behind? Denzo's behind, just on it. They're both on outlaps at the moment. Got a Ferrari behind. That's Emerson also on an outlap. Mercedes of Sean is there too, and then Dylan is on a lap. Nunda's on a lap, going down to sector 2. I think Dylan is going to be the first one though to set his lap, going on a straight at the moment. And again for Dylan, all about just seeing what he can do tonight in the Premier League. He's in League One, of course. He'll be in the Championship next season. And Mushroom saying he sent Kango another couple of invites as well. Everyone on that play, and obviously Jake and Tommy are not going for another lap because they've already done their run. And they weren't pushing it when they came across the line. Dylan is going to be the first one. I think Tommy's now coming to the pits, as you can see on the map. He is, yeah. Oh, he slowed down a bit more, need a light there. Dylan coming into that corner. Just misses the apex, coming onto the straight, crosses the line. Dylan, he improves by half a second but stays in P8. Next is going to be Nunda. What can Nunda do? He's just up on his time. He wants to get Potstuff and Tommy. Can he get 4th? No, he can't. He only gains about a tenth, so he stays P6 for Nunda. Could have got P4 there, but just missed out. Jake the Slayer's next, of course. He is not on a lap. And who's that going slow? That's Potstuff. So Potstuff's invalidated his time. So young Tommy's looking good for that P4 at the moment. And yeah, Tango's looking incredibly good for 3rd. Emerson is just up on his time. I'm sure Denzo, can he get in the 128? Surely that's a stretch too far. Surely he can't do that. He's just missed a bit of that curb there. Nice. Denzo, you wouldn't have thought he could do it. Can he get in the 128? Denzo crosses the line. Yes, he can. 128.8 for Denzo. Emerson does a 129.3, gains a tenth and a half. Next up is going to be Sean. What can Sean do? He's 8 tenths up. I'm not sure that's going to be enough to challenge. He stays 9th for Sean, gains 1.3 seconds. Tango crosses the line. He's about 3 tenths off Emerson. Potstuff invalidates. And Denzo takes pole position with a 128.8. Emerson in P2 with a 129.3. And let's have a look at this. The gap. Where is it? There we go. 4 tenths to Emerson. Not even that close in the end. Tango just a few tenths off Emerson and 6 tenths back to Tommy. That's really close. 3 tenths between 4th and 9th. And Tommy, despite not even going for doing his final lap early, P4 for Tommy. Just ahead of Potstuff. Nunda 6th. Really close between them again. Jake 7th, Dylan 8th, and Sean in 9th. Yeah, I'm sure all those drivers that aren't in 4th will just be thinking, oh, if only I got that corner right, I could be up in 4th. Jake the Slayer is happy with 7th, but yeah, but at the same time, I bet I'll be thinking really close to 4th. When Jake said you can see a gap between the Prem drivers to the rest, so I took that personal, saying Tommy. 1 point. Yeah, Tommy up in P4. There we go, look. Absolutely brilliant. He'd definitely fit in as a Premier League driver, but he's got the Championship next season. He's got to get in the top 3 of that to get up to the Premier League. Yeah, as you can see, there is that top 3. 6 tenths the difference between 3rd and 4th. But like I say, this guy in the 128, so that's just incredible. It's not even that close really. He's 128.8. It's not like it's just by tiny margins. If only I got that corner right, saying that, yeah, we go, finally. I say this every week, if only they say, if only I got that corner right, they could be 4th. There we go, Nunda's said it now, so. But Tommy is the man that gets P4 as well, so he'll be taking a challenge to the leaders as well. See what goes on then. Down into turn. Of course, last night Wood started in 8th. And I don't know what. He just dive bombed down the inside and took Tree Slayer out, who's starting 3rd. So it's full, yeah, Woods is not on the good side of the stewards after that, but hopefully no one does that today. Hell now, Denzo saying Tommy, yeah. Tommy's teammate for the day, yeah. Alfa Romeo 1st and 4th. Tommy, of course, replacing Cowie for tonight. Sony reserved. I'm not sure I'm getting them right in terms of who's replacing who, but nonetheless, we've got a great race in our hands here, even if it be with a bit of a makeshift grid. Football's 0-0 still, for those of you interested. 26 minutes gone. I'm not seeing any exclamation or anything from the fans. So I think it's been a boring game. All those people that decided to watch that instead of race. I hope it's 0-0 for you. Tango saying Denzo is Lewis, Emerson is Max, and Tango is Bottas. Yeah, that's what it looked like in terms of... I was a bit harsh on Max Verstappen saying he was 4 tenths off Lewis. But, yeah, I get what Tango means. It was a clear top 3 in the end, wasn't it? But yeah, McLaren and Alfa Romeo, all cars in the top 6, so... Looking good for them, isn't it? I don't know why I'm looking on pit stops. There we go, tyres. Rick Dalton's on the hards, so we did say I'd be surprised if anyone goes to the hards, but I don't think Rick would have expected to start that low down. So he is trying something different, and of course the pace he's got, he could still move through the field. I think, or at least hold it out and hope for a safety car at some stage, but we'll see. We just out the rest in the bottom 10. We've got Sloth starting on the softs. He wants to make up some positions at the start. Again, slightly lower than he'd think he'd start. And then all the others, the other 7 cars in the bottom 10, or bottom 9 even, are on the mediums. Denzo's even flying away on his formation lap. Emerson, I think, just holding back a little bit, try and cool Denzo's tyres down if he gets to the line first. You can see a gap on the mini map as well. Man, this is a good battle. Of course, Tango looking really good there in P3. Hopefully he's on. Hopefully he can go for 2 podiums in a row, Tango. Well, like I say, there's a good group of drivers behind, isn't there? Tommy, Potstuff, Nunda, Jake, Dylan, Sean, Mushroom. The rest that got through there, the rest that got through the Q3, they can definitely challenge further up. Don't forget, Mushroom was 4th last season. I know he raced in the championship now, but he finished 4th last season in the Premier League in the standings. So, and he's got podiums in this league before as well. Ayrton 11th, Siege 12th, Sam 13th, Sloth 14th, Nightwing 14th, Bradfield 16th, Dalton 17th, Sweet MGP 18th, and Knowlesy in 19th, looking to make up positions at the start after deciding to start from the back. That's the formation lap done then. Who can get off the line better? Don't forget, Denzo won last week. He spun coming out the pits in Japan as well. He spun through Sector 1. He still managed to win the race, so fighting off another Ferrari, which was Sam Swift. Qualifying's one thing, but who's got the race pace? Maybe Denzo's quicker because he's got more quali base set up. You never know, but we'll soon find out, I can tell you. Just waiting for the cars towards the back to take their places on the grid then. Last one's going to be the Red Bull and Knowlesy.
Oh, God,
there he goes. And,
tired.
well, you're in for a long race then.
Oh, no.
There we go. We've got lights, but still no revs. They've got to sort this for the next game. Lights out and no one goes. Now we've got the cars revving up then. And lights out and away we go here in the USA. And it's a good start initially for Denzo as well. He's managed to cover off Emerson. I think he goes to the inside line. Tango's gone on the outside, and down the inside goes Tommy as well. It doesn't look like there's much contact there. A couple of cars wobbling back. I think Nunda's lost a few places. Sam Swift's up into P8. He's had a great start. Nightwing has too. And this car's going side by side through the S's. Is there anyone going to spin? I don't think anyone spun. Everyone's got away nicely as well. Denzo's still in the lead from Emerson. Sweet MJP's lost a position to Bradfield. And Rick Dalton's gained 2 places on those hards, but now he's battling with Bradfield, and Bradfield's managed to keep it together. It was side by side with Rick Dalton there. So much for not fighting him. It's Emerson getting caught by Tango rather than him challenging Denzo. Tango's really on the back of Emerson here, and Emerson's got a challenge on his hands. Tango's got a brilliant slipstream, and Mushroom and Knowlesy. I think the Red Bulls have come together.
Yeah, I think they have.
They've both dropped down at the back. I think both Red Bulls come together, and Tango down the inside of Emerson. Tango takes P2. They make contact. Emerson goes off the track, but Tango's just taken P2 from Emerson, and Denzo will be laughing at these behind his wing mirrors, hoping he can pull away from these. Because Tango's really put a dent in Emerson's hopes of challenging Denzo. Tommy's close behind as well, catching up to Emerson as well, and he goes wide there. That'd definitely be a warning for Tommy. How long before the penalties start coming in? And Tango, I think it's kicked Tango. Has Tango been kicked from the session? He's got a red X, so Emerson takes that position back. I don't think he's out of the session yet. Yeah, there we go. He's gone now, Tango, unfortunately. So Emerson's going to take that place back, but he is 1.4 seconds off Emerson now, off Denzo now. Tango's going to lose a couple of places. AI is, of course, on 80. But yeah, Knowlesy and Mushroom, I think they did come together. Mushroom's got wing damage because he is in the pits. Tango's going to soon get caught and swamped by the rest of the field. Let's have a look at our position change. It was a relatively clean start apart from the collision between the Red Bulls. Nunda lost 4 places. Sam Swift gained 4 places. Incredible. The rest, it's just 1 and 2 or so places. Ayrton's lost 3 places. Rick's done well on those hard tyres to gain a couple of places as well. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened between the 2 Red Bulls at the back, but Knowles in Mushroom coming to blows, and that's just Dylan getting past the Ghost of Tango. And he has joined back, but when he joins back, he's going to be right in the midfield, Tango, and he was deservedly in the top 3 ahead of Emerson as well. Such a shame for him. Really got him. And again, another thing I might discuss is putting the AI up even further, because clearly 80 is not, well, it's not matching these drivers, the pace of these drivers. Of course, we can't have it. You leave the session, you stay there, stay where you was. Rick's going down inside, or outside even, gets past Sweet MJP. Yeah, Tango's down in 12th now, and this is just completely race ruining, isn't it, when this happens? Especially at the beginning of the race. There we go, 14th now for Tango. Such a shame. And there we go, he's back in control of his car now, but down in 14th. Tommy's up to P3. Tommy is in P3. He's a bit wobbly there coming into the straight, but P3 for Tommy. 1.1 of Emerson. Emerson's managed to close a bit of a gap to Denzo. I wonder if Emerson's got a bit more race pace than Denzo. I had the same thing yesterday. I mean, I was quick in quali because it was wet quali, but my setup's a lot more wing based. Oh, Tango saying simply lovely. Yeah, I don't think he's too happy about being disconnected there. Yeah, I think the AI on 80 might, we'll speak about it being crept up. But Emerson's, talking of creeping up, Emerson's creeping up to Denzo. He's nearly in DRS range. Is he going to get DRS? He will get DRS. So there we go. I think we've got a battle on our hands now. Tommy is further back. Potstuff in P4, gaining up to Tommy as well. And Sloth's getting past Nunda for P9. Yes, he is. Nightwing and P10's done really well. Sam's lost a couple of places somewhere. Also watching the other Ferrari. And here we go. And Emerson is closing up with his DRS as well. Won't be close enough to challenge him this time, but he will close up Emerson. And we've definitely got to keep our eyes on this battle for lead. And Nunda getting back past Sloth. Yeah. Well, it says Sloth had DRS there, and Potstuff is the first driver to get a 3-second penalty. Sweet MJP and Rick are fighting. We'll have a look on board with Bradfield. Sweet MJP managed to get that place back. Rick on the hard tyres though, so he's committing to a hard soft, I should think. And yeah, Siege is at the front of this battle, holding these drivers up. And again, Tango's down the inside of Ayrton. He's on the soft tyres, he's got more grip, but Ayrton just gets a good enough exit to keep in mind. Is Tango going around the outside? Oh, it's just not quite enough grip there. Of course, this is the last opportunity today for drivers to get in any decent overtakes before they get nominated in the week. And I think Tango might have been thinking about that there. Ayrton's got DRS on the car in front, so it's going to make it even harder for Tango to get by. Is he going to go down the inside? He does go down the inside, and does he get it? He does get the move done. Good move there from Tango, and he's got to be making these moves to get back through the field. Great move there on Ayrton. Ayrton now under pressure from Sweet MJP, and Tango can close up to Siege. Siege is a couple of seconds off Sam in 11th. Yeah, Nightwing's had a great start in P10. Of course, he's on the medium tyres as well. So different strategy to the front 9 runners. He's the lead of the medium runners. So watch out for Nightwing as well later on in the race. And penalty for Ayrton. 3-second penalty there for Ayrton. Yeah, Mushroom went onto the hard tyres, by the way, when he pitted. Obviously, he'll be hoping for a safety car now. Emerson's just outside the DRS range from Denzo this time. Denzo trying to break the slipstream as well. And as you can see, they are pulling away from the rest of the field now. But Potstuff goes down the inside of young Tommy. And they make contact. Jake the Slayer is interested now, and Jake gets past Tommy. Potstuff managed to stay ahead, and Potstuff's gone wide. Can Jake the Slayer go on the outside and take P3? We'll watch on board with Tommy. Potstuff's down the inside. Jake the Slayer is going for the switchback, and Potstuff loses line. Jake the Slayer takes P3 in the Premier League. And there we go. Potstuff and Tommy now fighting their side by side, and these two banging wheels has allowed Jake the Slayer to take 2 places off them then. And Sean's in P6 behind us. Nunda gets a 3-second penalty. Sean and Nunda 6th and 7th. Not spoke anything about them so far, but they're sitting comfortably there. 6th and 7th with no penalties. Jake the Slayer in P3. I won't near the end of that. And we get a yellow flag, and that's for Siege. Siege has lost it. I don't think he's got any damage, has he? I think he just lost traction. A Sloth and Nightwing are batting it out. Nightwing's trying to get past Sloth. Of course, Nightwing on these medium tyres, but we know the pace Nightwing's got. He's a race winner in Premier League. That says it all. For winning races against drivers like Denzo, which he did. in Vietnam early this season, Nightwing, then you must be quite special. And yeah, Nightwing is going to struggle to get through the field though, because it's big DRS train all the way up to Jake the Slayer in third, all the way down to Sam Swift, and now Tango down to P12. It's just who gets the best exit when they go into the straights to get the DRS. Tango bad luck again, saying Kakarot. Yeah, he is in P12. He's definitely got some decent points. And like I say, because of this DRS train, whoever gets the strategy right, that could determine who gets this final podium spot then. Of course, top two aren't for granted, are they? You never know what's going to happen, as Nunda's... Yeah, Nunda's ghosting there, obviously. Soft just needs to try and stay out of that ghost. And Ayrton, what's happened? Ayrton spun. And Bradfield's got wing damage. After going into Ayrton.
As well. It's a joke.
Has Ayrton got damage? I don't think he has. So Bradfield's, there we go. Unfortunately, lost out because of that. Ayrton, did he just lose traction then, or?
Yeah, I don't know if he clipped. I don't know if it was Rick Dalton that clipped him. I don't know.
Yeah, Rick Dalton in 14th. He's getting his way through. He's got Sweet MJP next. There's a gap between Sweet MJP and Tango in 12th. Sloth and Nightwing. Nightwing goes down the inside of Sloth and he gets up to P9. I tell you, if Nightwing can close through the field, I think he's... Oh, Sloth's going to go back. No, he backs out of it. I think Nightwing's in a good place possibly to maybe get this final podium spot at the moment. As long as he can stay within the same gap. He's on the slower tyres at this stage. He's putting his car down the inside of Nunda there. And a yellow flag, and that's for Siege again. He's spun it. Coming out of turn one, it's a big spin this time as well. He's not got any damage though, but Siege really struggling at this stage of the race. Sloth's really catching up to the back of Nightwing yet again, but look who's holding him up here. It's Dylan, I think, holding him up, and Siege spins it again. He definitely needs a safety car now. He needs to warm up these tyres though. They've still got Bradfield and Mushroom just behind, and he does get a 3-second penalty now as well. We're on the straight then. Dylan getting caught by Nunda. Dylan's lost the DRS from the car in front, and that's why Nunda's been able to take him. And Nightwing goes on him too, and Nightwing goes down the inside. You've got to be careful of that ghost when Nunda starts ghosting. They can't go through him because it will cause a collision. And Dylan's fighting his teammate Nightwing as well. He's going down the inside, but Nightwing on the outside, and Dylan might get warning there for fighting that. Nightwing does go up into P8 there, and yellow flag. And Siege has retired the car on the track. Oh, has he retired it? Oh, he's not, is he?
I don't know.
He's crashed. I think he's crashed. He has crashed the car in Siege.
Oh, it's got to be a safety car, surely.
Is it going to be a safety car?
Nothing.
Doesn't look like. It's a bit late, and it's not going to be a safety. And Denzo! Oh. That was a lag. Actually, I'm not sure it was a lag. Because he's lost about 6 tenths there to Emerson. Part of it was a lag, I think. And Sean's getting past Potstuff for P5, and he gets it done outside of turn 1. Sloth's getting past Dylan for P9. Sam Swift's in the pits for hards to the end. I'm not sure if he's got damage. Wouldn't go to hards by choice, surely not. Maybe it's just trying to break this DRS train and try and do something different to get out of it, because this is not helping anyone. Sweet MJP gets a 3-second penalty now as well, down in P12. Few cars now on the hards end towards the back. But Emerson's going to have DRS, and Denzo's left the session. We thought Denzo was lagging. He's left the session. Emerson might be out, and Rick Dalton's gone too, so it's happened again to their internet. We said he can't take this P1 for granted. Nightwing's under pressure now from Nunda, and Emerson could be getting the lead here from Denzo. And Willie, let's have a look. He does get the lead from him. So Emerson takes the lead of the race. Jake the Slayer is still in third, Tommy 4th, Sean in 5th. They're on for some brilliant points leads. Potstuff 6th, Nightwing in 7th, of course, on the medium zone. And Denzo has joined back. I wonder if Rick will join back at the same time. He has, yeah. Obviously, if he's new to us, they are brothers, and they obviously share the same internet. So that's why if one goes, the other tends to go, and Denzo shot 1.6 seconds further back. I'm sure he's got the pace to make it up, though. Back to Emerson. And Potstuff's going wide. There's a couple of times Potstuff's gone wide and off the track, and he's under big pressure now from Nightwing, and Nightwing's going to get him comfortably here. And Nunda's just a bit too far back though to challenge, and all the way back to Dylan 11th. And Potstuff and Nightwing. I don't know what's happened there, but Potstuff started to ghost, and he's side by side with Nunda. Rick Dalton's left the session again. Has Denzo gone too? No, he hasn't, but Rick Dalton's left the session again. Denzo's not back in control of his car yet, though. Unless he already went and we missed it. But they are really struggling with their connection today, and Denzo's just fallen away. Rick Dalton has joined back. Denzo's still not back in control of his car, but we'll watch this because Sloth's down inside the pot stuff just before the DRS zone. I think they're both going to get DRS anyway, but good move there from Sloth. Pot stuff's got a better exit, but it just can't close up to Sloth because Sloth has got that DRS. Wonder if he's going to go for a move down the inside. Let's have a look. No, he can't. He just tucks back in and makes sure he defends from Tango. Tango gets a 3-second penalty. Denzo back in control of his car. Yes, he is. There we go at last. He's back in control. We can't see the timing because he did get back in control of his car. Jake Deslay's got a 3-second penalty. So that puts Tommy and Sean and Nightwing off at the moment. And I wonder how long it'll be before the soft runners pit. Football still 0-0. A few minutes off half time. And Tommy comes into the pits now, so I wonder if that's committing to a 2-stop, because I'm not sure Medium's going to go to the end now. And Nunda's in the pits and Pot Stuff's in the pits too. They just want to break this DRS train, because this is not helping anyone. Nightwing and Sean, that's a rubbish camera angle, but he goes down the inside and Sean's going to go for a cutback. He's just not quite got the grip on those soft tyres, and Nightwing's got all sorts of grip on those mediums still. And now he's going to look to close up the Jake the Slave. And a great start for the Mercedes though. Hard tyres for Nunda and... Oh, excuse me. Oh, I think Chelsea scored. Chelsea have scored. 43rd minute. Chelsea won it up. But as we were saying, a lot of cars going to the hards. We didn't see many last night, did we? Sean's pace has been brilliant so far. No penalties either. 3.7 between the top two then. Denzo's still looking good to claim the title over Rick down in P11 at the moment. Nightwing in 4th. Got the DRS from Jake the Slayer somehow, even though he's must have just crept under a second before the line, and Sean gets DRS too. That's going to help him. That was a ball through the middle, and Kai Havertz scored. Bit of luck, deflected off the keeper, and then got a rebound. But 1-0 Chelsea. We're focusing on the racing though. Yeah, hard tyres. What's it like on the hard tyres out there, especially through sector 1? And we get a yellow flag. It's Rick Dalton. Rick Dalton's facing the wrong way. He's going to have to spin that round. He's got no damage, but he's struggling on those hard tyres, unless it was contact with another car. But and it looks like Denzo's going to be taking this title, doesn't it, tonight? Denzo talking over, he's in the pits. Jake the Slayer's in the pits too, so Nightwing comes out and takes P2. Sean's staying out too. I think he might be going for... mediums. Can mediums go to the end from now? What do you think?
Nah, pushing it too much.
Yeah, I'd probably a lap or two too many. Denzo's on the hards. Jake the Slayer's on the hards. So I don't know if the track temperature's different to last night, but we've seen lots of cars go to the hards. Surprised how many have gone for it. I wouldn't want to race on hard tyres round here. And now whose tyres are quicker at this stage? Emerson's or Nightwing's? I think it is Nightwing, isn't it? Nightwing slowly closing up to Emerson. It's a matter of when they're going to pit. What strategy they're going to do. If Emerson's going to go to this, I think Emerson will probably try and extend and go soft medium. But of course, Denzo's in traffic. Can Ayrton hold up Denzo for his brother? I mean, this is the first time we've had two sets of brothers actually racing in the same league on the same night. Denzo's getting a bit wobbly there. And I wonder if Ayrton's going to be far away enough to hold Denzo up. It's going to take a late lunge as Sloth and Sean are battling it out. Then we go back on board, and Denzo dives down the inside. Ayrton's going to go for the switchback, and he's going to stick it around the outside here, Ayrton. Is he going to keep this place off Denzo? They make contact, and Ayrton's doing a great job of holding him up for him here. And look, he's still fighting it. This is brilliant from Ayrton, giving it a go at fighting. Denzo does get through eventually. Ayrton definitely would have helped in there. So will Emerson now come in and just go to the hards? No, he's not, because he stayed out. I thought Ayrton holding Denzo up there, that'll allow Emerson to cover off the undercut from Denzo, but he's not, and Emerson's going to go for a soft medium strategy. Dylan's got a penalty if we can miss that, but Sean is now in the pits and he is on the mediums, so he's going mediums to the end. And we've got a battle out in front, and there's Sweet MJP going down the inside of Dylan. And Sweet MJP's pace has been brilliant because he's been climbing through the field in those medium tyres. He's now ahead of Dylan, who started in the top 10. Big up Sweet MJP, look at that. 14 positions he's gained. Sloth has as well gained a big amount of positions, not quite as many, but he is on the soft tyres as well. One of the soft tyres and go for one more lap. 6.2 is the gap between the top two, so Nightwing Much quicker now, these medium tyres, much quicker. Only 3 cars left on those softs that they started on. Mushroom's been in the pits again, going soft now, I think, till the end. Still no safety car to help Mushroom Bradfield out at the back after Bradfield wing damage incident with Ayrton, and Mushroom, for what we think was contact with his teammate Knowlesy, who is up in P9 at the moment. Knowlesy, Ayrton in P7. Tommy's in 8th as well, climbing through the field. So Tommy is now back out ahead of Jake the Slayer. He has undercut him, and Jake the Slayer, being on the hard tyres, has really thrown that away to Tommy. Only difference is, can Tommy make his tyres go to the end? If he's trying to get them to the end, he might be on a 2-stop, you never know. But Emerson is in the pits, and you think this will be time for the medium tyres for Emerson. Look how much ERS he's got saved up as well. And it is yellow stripe medium tyres going on for Emerson. Nightwing takes the lead of race. Sloth's in the pits too. Sweet MJP is going to go up to 2nd here. Denzo's getting past Dylan because Dylan's going to the pits. Let's have a look. We're on board with Denzo. How close is it going to be between him and Emerson? I think it always going to be... he might get him here. This is going to be close. They're going to be side by side going into turn 1. Denzo's on the outside. That's not a great camera angle. And there we go. Who's going to keep it? Who's going to get the lead? Denzo's on the inside. Emerson on the outside. My voice is starting to go. And Emerson manages to keep the lead. And that's important. He keeps the lead going into Sector 1. Brilliant there. Side by side as they came out. Perfect timing from Emerson. He had to go them. He keeps the lead of the race. And Denzo's now got to get past Emerson on these hard tyres. And this disconnect for Denzo is really... unfortunately, looks like it's going to ruin his race. But he's got DRS still from Emerson, and this is far from over. And penalties could really play a big hand into who wins this race. Mushroom sets the fastest lap of the race in P18. Rick Dalton in 13th, still hasn't pitted, unfortunately. It's not looking great for him, so it does look like Denzo's going to be winning the title today. He needs to pick up decent points, and Tango and Jake the Slayer takes P8. Sean's pass, well, there we go. McLaren passes the Mercedes, and just behind, Mercedes passes the McLaren. They're all batting it out between 8th and 11th. They've all pitted as well, so they've got a few more places to gain once the others pit. Ayrton's under pressure now from young Tommy Ayrton, running up in 5th. And a great first stint from Ayrton on these medium tyres. I think and Tommy's got a 3-second penalty there. So Tommy gets a 3-second penalty. He's going to look good to get past it. And here goes wider, gets a quicker exit, gets the DRS, activates the ERS2. In a good position, goes down the inside, young Tommy on Ayrton, and Denzo's getting past Sweet MJP at the same point, just in front. And there we go, the other Alfa Romeo now makes the same move. This time it is on Ayrton though. Ayrton's going to try and fight it. He's just not got enough grip at the moment, Ayrton, to fight it. He's got to try and eke those tyres out for probably 3 more laps, and he can go on the softs to the end then. Ayrton gets a 3-second time penalty now as well. I think it might be, he's on 9 seconds now, Ayrton, so that might ruin his race. Knowlesy's got no penalties in 7th, so he's catching up to Ayrton now. Yeah, all the cars behind up to P13 have all pitted as well. Yeah, Nightwing and P1. He'll be wanting a safety car in the next couple of laps, and they can just pit, get a cheap pit stop and come out in a battle with Emerson and Denzo. And if Emerson's having to fight with Denzo as well, because Denzo's not quite close enough to fight at the moment, but if these two have to start fighting out of each other, and this could help Nightwing just keep that gap the same, or maybe not lose so much time, and then he'll be on fresh softs when he pits in a few laps. Nightwing, he could really close up to these two. So yeah, don't rule Nightwing out of this. He's going to have to get through a few cars, because the timings at the moment, he's going to lose at, come out behind Tommy and possibly Tango, Sean and Jake as well. So yeah, Ayrton and Knowlesy have got a pit. Tango on Knowlesy, getting close. Emerson does the fastest lap of the race there, and he's gained over a second on Nightwing. He's trying to pull out a DRS range from Denzo. And yeah, his tyres should be going to the end comfortably there, Emerson. There are others on the mediums that put him on a couple laps earlier. Here goes Tango, then down the inside of Knowlesy. I think he's going to make this pretty comfortable. He's almost full car width. Car's width in front before the braking zone. Tommy gets the move done. Tango gets the move done into P7. And that's some good for him after the early disconnect. I like his helmet as well, pink and light blue. I like that. Oh, and who's that behind? Williams getting really close to the back of Jake the Slayer. That's Sloth for P10. Jake on the hards, he's going to struggle for grip, whereas Sloth will probably struggle more for tyre wear towards the end, but I think it'll be okay. Yeah, that's definitely a warning there for Sloth. So he goes wide. He's already got 3 seconds of penalties. And he's... Oh, Nunda just went flying down the inside there. I don't know if Sloth braked early there or something, but Nunda goes flying down the inside there. I don't know if he caught Sloth napping there or what, but it's a good move there from Nunda. Strange one, that. Now Nunda can go and challenge up to Jake the Slayer. Jake the Slayer's got his teammate Sean in front. He's on a lap fresher, medium tyres, Sean is. So he should be quicker at this stage. Tango's now on the back of Ayrton. I think this will be easy enough for Tango with the amount of grip Ayrton's got in his tyres. He's not going to get it done there though. Or is he going to get it back here on a switchback? That's not the camera angle we want. He goes down the inside and Ayrton spins. Ayrton spins. Tango spins there and there. Then he went round the outside. And unfortunately Ayrton's not had the luck again, as he's now got to wait for the other cars to go past. Such a shame for Ayrton there. But Tango gets round the outside. Unfortunately made contact with Ayrton. That's spun him. He's avoided any damage at least, but he's down to 16th now and he's still got to pit. Sloth is in the pit, so Sloth must have had damage. Surely that's damage for Sloth. He is changing the nose cones. So yeah, Sloth had damage, and that might have had something to do with letting Nunda pass. I don't know how he's got that. It must have been with another car, because he's not spun off anywhere. On to fresh softs now, and Nunda gets a 3-second time penalty. It's all go here on this lap. Lap 15 of the American Grand Prix. Yeah, Nightwing's really losing time now, so it doesn't look like he's going to be challenging the top 2 towards the end. He's going to be far too far back. But he's definitely challenging. He can challenge for the podium, not Nightwing. I think he can't pit this lap's a bit too early, but next lap he can pit lap 16 for the softs to the end, and he can try and make his way through the field, possibly for P3. Sweet MJP's the other car still yet to pit in the top 5. And then further back, Knowlesy and Rick's in 11th. It's not worked for him on those hard tyres. Had a spin and a disconnect. Denzo's 1.6 off Emerson. His tyres will be fresher coming in. I think he lost a few tenths there. He must have had a bit of a wobble coming out turn 15. Sam Swift down in 12th. He's going to the end though on those tyres. He's just got to avoid getting penalties, Sam, because he's doesn't look like he's had as much race pace as he did last week out in Japan. If he can just avoid getting any penalties and then close up, then he can definitely get some good points. Pot Stuff is down in 13th. He has got a penalty. He's under pressure from Dylan as well for that place at the moment as well. So yeah, Nightwing has stayed out. Emerson and Denzo rapidly catching him up now. None of these got any penalties yet, and Sean's getting past Knowlesy down inside turn 1. Sean went for a dive there, but Knowlesy just gets better traction coming out. Sean's a bit quicker now at this stage. They're going to go side by side. Emerson gets a 3-second penalty. And there we go, Sean manages to get past Knowlesy. I think Knowlesy backed off a bit there. But Emerson's got a 3-second penalty. So he's been pushing. He can't afford any more penalties. And he's 2.1 ahead of Denzo. Nothing's to say that Denzo won't get a penalty either. But we'll have let's have a quick look in the race director. Don't usually do this, but he's got one warning. There we go, one warning for Denzo. So, and that's in 16 laps. So he can afford another one in the next 12. So Denzo can just stay within 3 seconds and not get any more penalties. It's all done for him in terms of the race. But there we go, Tommy down the inside of Sweet MJP takes P4. Tommy has got a penalty himself, and 3 podiums then could be on for Tommy in all 3 leagues. That would be incredible for Tommy. Knowlesy in the back of Sean still. I think Knowlesy will pit this, maybe this lap, maybe next lap for the soft tyres. Starting to lose grip there as well as his Sweet MJP. Will Sweet MJP come into the pits? Yes, he's going to come in the pits. I got a 3-second penalty for cutting over that red thing yesterday. I couldn't believe it. I suppose the end of the day is corner cutting, but really cared if that was. Not seen anyone do that so far. Sweet MJP in the pits. Be interested to see where he comes out, because he could do with some points. He's in 17th in the standings. So any points would help for Sweet MJP. It's going to come down, I think, in 14th. Possibly 5th. No, I think it will be 14th, just ahead of Ayrton. But he's on the fresh softs now. He can chase down to the end of the race. Emerson that within 1.6 seconds of Nightwing. This is how much quicker they've been on these fresher tyres. And Nightwing's tyres must be dead now. I'm surprised he stayed out, but he'll definitely be pitting this lap, I'm sure. Because he's just going to get absolutely swamped in a minute. Sloth sets the fastest lap of the race. Don't know what happened with Sloth in terms of that wing damage, but I'm sure he'll be sending it to us at the end of the race. Denzo's 2.6 off Emerson on those hard tyres. He did pit a couple of laps earlier, didn't he? Surprised people went to the hards, and I wonder if he'll be able to stay within 3 seconds. I mean, who's to say Emerson won't get another penalty? Who's to say Denzo won't get a penalty? But he has only got one warning as of last lap anyway. But yeah, Nightwing just not got any grip left in those tyres, has he? I'm sure we'll have to see him come into the pits now. I'm on board with Emerson. Will Nightwing come in? Yes, he will. There we go. So Emerson's going to take the lead of the race. Denzo go back up into second. Could have a double Alfa Romeo podium here because Tommy's now going to move up to P3. But I'm sure that's Nightwing's job. Try and get as close to that podium as he can. Nightwing's not got any penalties, whereas everyone else in the top 10 has. Apart from Rick, who is down in 10th and still to pit. So it really is on for Nightwing. We know the pace he's got. If he can have a stellar stint here, where's he going to come out though, Nightwing? That's the question. He comes out. Can he come out in front of Jake the Slayer? Yes, he can. I meant Sean. Sorry. Oh, they make contact. They make contact. Nightwing just dived and they're ghosting through each other now. Look, Nightwing's going to get in front, but he's up into P5. Nightwing's got a job now to catch, and hopefully that's not given. I don't think it has given wing damage to Sean because he's going through these corners pretty neatly. I don't want that camera view. That's horrible. There we go. There is no damage for Sean that we can see of anyway. So Nightwing in 5th and Bradfield. Rick Dalton gets past him. Just come out the pits on the fresh soft tyres there. He's in P14. Rick, no penalty. So again, still on for some points, but there's a gap of 8 seconds between 12th and 13th. Sweet MJP and Pot Stuff 11th and 12th. Sweet MJP on the soft tyres as well. Sam's now up to 9th without any penalties. Yeah, Tango just leave for session in between that, so that's really going to help Nightwing close up to him. I think this is going to be straightforward as long as Nightwing avoids penalties for that podium for Nightwing. He's already got Tango in terms of the penalties, and then he's only 5 seconds off Tommy, and Tommy's got 3 seconds himself. So Nightwing avoids penalties. He's going to take it easy to the end of the race, and maybe that was behind his thinking in terms of pitting a lap later or that was so later. And Rick Dalton on Knowlesy gets the move. I don't know if that was contact there, but Knowlesy went deep, but Rick Dalton got it done pretty comfortably. Sloth getting past Bradfield comfortably too. Bradfield, of course, on those hard tyres, and Nightwing just getting past Tango, who's not back in control of his car yet. Sean in 6th was saying earlier his best finish so far this season is 7th. So Sean could be on for 6th here. And we got podium last season out in Canada, didn't he? In that madness race, I think he crossed the line in 12th for that safety car towards the end, and then they're going off the track there. Pretty deep down to turn 1. Yeah, Sam not quite got the race pace we said today, but he's still on for some decent points here in 9th without any penalties. Tango saying when he was at the session, he was just saying he has fake penalties again. He's apologising to Ayrton for that. He went round the outside. It's just unfortunate, tiniest bit of contact, but he obviously spun Ayrton, avoided it. It didn't get any damage to Ayrton, but obviously did spin. He had to wait for ages as well to let cars come back through, but yeah, it was minimal. One of those, but tiny little tap. You can't even feel the contact, but it just spins around. Nothing Ayrton could have done in terms of saving it either. Sweet MJP gets past Pot Stuff, and as long as Sweet MJP can avoid getting any more penalties, because he's on 6 seconds, it could be on for some decent points if we can go through the field in these fresh soft tyres. He's closing up to Dylan already. He'll be within DRS range of him soon. There we go, 3.5 seconds between the top 2. So even with that 3-second penalty now, Emerson's half a second clear in the lead. Tommy and Nightwing sets the fastest lap. Look, Tommy already got Nightwing on his tail, and Tango's coming to the pits. I don't know if he's on a 2-stopper. He's putting fresh softs on then, so he's going to come out further down. Nightwing is 4th then, closing up to Tommy. Rick Dalton sets the fastest lap. I think there might have been a warning there for Nightwing. He just went 4 wheels off there. Rick Dalton in 12th then. He's got a job to close up to try and get into the points. And as it stands with Denzo 2nd and Rick out of the points, Denzo will be the Premier League champion for the 2nd season running. As we mentioned, next season we're going to have Vice Sheng obviously in the Premier League. As we can see, Nightwing here looks like he's going to get past young Tommy, doesn't it? He's got the DRS. Vice Sheng will be in the Premier League after getting promoted, as will Sloth, of course. And then we've got Lynx. Obviously he's been in this season half of the way through. There we go, and Nightwing gets the move done on the outside. Young Tommy Sweet MJP and Dylan fighting out now as well. Sweet MJP on the inside. Lynx, of course, he only joined halfway through the season. He's been right up there every race he's done, so it'd be good to see him for a whole season to see if he can challenge right at the top two. I'm sure it'll be even more interesting next season. Sweet MJP and just going to pull away now from Dylan, I think. So much more grip on these fresher soft tyres. Sam Swift's up next for him, but 6 seconds penalties for Sweet MJP and none for Sam. And Sam's closed up a bit to Nunda as well. Nunda's being held up by Jake the Slayer here. These were the two Ferraris, weren't they, last season in the championship, and this is the first time they've raced with each other since, I think. Tango's getting past Knowlesy for P14. There we go on these fresh soft tyres. Knowlesy has got a penalty now, he missed that. Nunda with that gearbox glitch. Sean in P5 now after Tango pitting as well. He's only got 3 seconds of penalties as well, so as has to have the cars behind. So as long as he can keep that at 3 seconds, Sean's looking good for a P5 here. That'd be his best finish of the season as Mushroom gets a 3 second penalty. Fair play to Mushroom. He's unfortunately for him, there's not been a safety car yet again today. And he's just been driving around at the back. Bradfield's going to join him now, I think, because he's coming to the pits and he's putting fresh soft tyres onto the end, I presume. Possibly going for that fastest lap point, which currently belongs with, I think it might be Sloth. It's Rick Dalton actually, with 1:31.8. So Rick Dalton currently has the fastest lap. 3.2 between Emerson and Denzo. Maybe Emerson's starting to save his tyres. Of course, as they get older, those medium tyres have not got as much life as the hards. Nightwing is 10 seconds off Denzo. I say it's just a bit too much. And Sean has got another penalty, so that's not going to help Sean. So Jake the Slayer is currently 5th at the moment. Nunda's 6th and Sean down to 7th. But at least once you get that penalty, I don't like it when you're on 2 warnings and you're thinking, oh, I've got to avoid one more warning. Almost as bad as it is when you see, oh, another 3 second penalty. At least then you can think, right, stick it at 6 seconds. No more warning. I've got room for error now if I do go wrong. Because I feel when you're just one warning away from a penalty, so much more pressure on you. Trying not to cut the corners, you end up going so slow. Trying to avoid it. And Nunda and Jake the Slayer getting close again for this P6. And Nunda again going really wide down to turn 1. 4 wheels off, losing a lot of time from doing that. Nearly half a second he's lost out there. And Rick Dalton's getting past Potstuff for P11. It wasn't worth Potstuff fighting that too much, and I think he thought the same thing. Yeah, unfortunately the race has not gone too well for Potstuff. Don't think it's quite had as much pace in the race as he had in quali. But like I say, with the cars below him in terms of Marvsky, J Story, Mr. Elite not racing tonight, I think that's not too much of a worry for Potstuff, especially after that P4 last week as well. So he should be okay. And Tango's gone again, unfortunately. Not been his connections day, is it? Last week it was okay, obviously with that podium, but it's not been it for today, is it? As Rick Dalton's getting past Dylan for P10. And Rick will close up the Sweet MJP now because he's got penalties, and Sam Swift in 8th as well, and then the car's on the hard tyres. He could still be on for 5th here, Rick Dalton, if he can avoid all the penalties. Yeah, very much could still be on for P5. Young Tommy's in a race of his own at the moment. 5 seconds off 3rd, 5 seconds off 5th. He's in P4, just to 3 seconds as well, so he's making that P4 his own, young Tommy. Absolutely solid drive again. First and 4th. Not going to be a bad weekend if he can stick at it. As Knowlesy gets another 3 second penalty. Knowlesy getting past, that's just Tango's ghost, of course. Nunda's getting past Jack Display down the inside to turn 1. They make contact. The 2 Ferrari teammates of last year. They can't do it. They can't race without contact, can they? They did it last year a couple of times. Jake the Slayer keeps the place. Rick Dalton, we're just saying, twice I've done that now in the last few laps, saying as long as this guy doesn't get penalties. And Jake the Slayer's got a 5 second penalty for cutting the corner there and gaining the place. That might have been going off the track and keeping the place from Nunda. Yeah, like I said, it's 2 times now, so someone's got a 3 second penalty after I've said as long as they don't get a penalty, they might be doing on for some decent points, and they've gone and got one. Tango's back in his car, down in 14th again. He could still be on for some points. In terms of the football, it is still 1-0. It just come out for the second half, 47th minute now. Oh, who's that getting close? It's Jake the Slayer and Nunda again. One if Jake the Slayer, we wanted to get that penalty removed. because that was looking harsh, and Dylan and Potstuff are side by side. Potstuff's on these old hard tyres, and Dylan on a 10-lap old mediums. Neither tyre is going to be in good shape at the moment. Potstuff is in front. Dylan's going to send it down the inside. They make contact, and Knowlesy's got a good view of this behind as well. Potstuff's kept a place. Dylan's going to go for a better line, but look, he just not got the grip, and he goes wide, and Knowlesy's going to have a look on the outside. Look at this, he's going to sweep round the outside, and he does, and he doesn't go wide either. I think Dylan backed off a bit there, but great move there from Knowlesy. Up into P12, next up for him is Potstuff. Bit too far back though to go for it this time. 3.3 seconds, and look, Nunda going off the track now. Sam Swift looking good for P6 at the moment. And Nightwing gets a penalty. Look at this train we've got here now from P6 all the way down to 10th. There's 5 cars involved, and you see them all swing around the corner there. This is from Jake and Nunda fighting each other. Sweet MJP will want to get through them and then put away because he's got 6 seconds of penalties. Look how close he is to Sam. Yeah, you do need a safety car. Is he going to go for it here? Sweet MJP, he's going to have DRS still on Sam. He goes for it down the outside. He's got to be careful just going to back of Nunda. He gets the move done, Sweet MJP. Brilliant move there from him. 3.1 between the top 2. And Rick Dalton's going to get 2 cars here. Look at that. Rick Dalton flying down the inside of these both. He must have had an absolutely terrific exit. Knowlesy getting Potstuff quite easily further back. Tango's going to get Potstuff as well. Can he get Knowlesy too though down the inside? He's got to go for it. Sends it on the inside. Knowlesy has the outside line. I'm not sure if they made contact or not, but Knowlesy manages to keep that place, and Tango's trying to sling it around the outside. This is a great place to go racing. This is a great place to go racing. Knowlesy on the outside goes for the switchback now, and Tango just about keeps that move, keeps that place, doesn't he? Jake is still in 6th, and yeah, Sean is just making this P5 his own now, pulling away from the battle behind. He must be thinking, what on earth is going on? Yeah, Jake in 6th, still fending off Nunda, and who's that getting wobbly? Someone just really wobbled there, but the field is really closing up, but still no safety car. So we have 4 laps left to go. Only DNF have had his siege, you know, like an instant on his own, wasn't it? When he was just couldn't cool down those tyres. There was no safety car, no VSC for that at all, was there? And look at this, Rick Dalton's he's got so much more pace, isn't he, on these soft tyres still, even on his 6-lap olds and 6 laps old. Can't talk. He's catching up to the back of Jake and Nunda now. Nunda's going to have the DRS from Jake. And Rick Dalton's got to be careful. He dived late on the brakes there, and Nunda takes out the bollard. And I think Rick might have Nunda here. Sloth gets another penalty. He's down in 15th at the moment. And look, here we go. Rick is on the outside. Look at this. They're all come flying at the camera. Rick does get it. Is he going to go down the inside of Jake as well? No, he's not. But look, what the heck is going on there? Look at them. Cars flying on top of each other and everything. Nunda go around the outside now of Rick Dalton. Just not got enough grip on those soft tyres. God, that made me laugh. They're bumping up and down through each other. But Rick Dalton's through ahead of Nunda. And I think it'll be just a matter of time before he's ahead of Jake the Slayer as well. Sweet MJP needs to make the same moves. And look at Nunda. What is he doing? And Nunda's just somehow got up to P6. He's gained 2 places by just bouncing through 2 cars, and now they're 3 abreast going down to turn 1. On the inside is Rick. Nunda's then next. He's just driving through cars. He can't do that. Rick Dalton's up with a P6. Now he's going to try and close up to Sean. Nunda 7th, Jake in 6th. Sweet MJP. He's not managed to get through, and this is enabled Sam to close up again. And Sam with no penalties, like we say, he's currently P6. I think Sean's got 6 seconds actually. It might actually be, at the moment, Sam is in P5. Yeah, Sean's starting to struggle on those medium tyres, isn't he? I think young Tommy must really be struggling. And Sweet MJP side by side with Jake the Slayer now as well. Jake the Slayer's just got DRS still, so it'll be difficult. He's got no ERS either. Sam Swift behind though. And then Tango's further just behind too. We think he's got fake penalties. He's only got 3 seconds of penalties though. But he's saying he thinks he's got fake penalties. He's got to be careful because Sweet MJP's there too. And he's got another 3-second penalty though, having to go over that curb there as well. So that's not going to help him in his quest for some points. He does get past Sam Swift though. Sam knows that's not his race at the moment. Yeah, Knowlesy and Tango on these soft tyres have joined up this battle now. Rick Dalton has pulled away from it low, and he's going to close up to Sean now for P5. If Sean tries to fend him off, then this could really allow Sam to push up. Sam could still get 5th here if this becomes one big train. But Rick's only got 3 seconds actually, isn't he? So yeah, Rick looks like he could have P5. Nunda ahead of Jake the Slayer then. Questionable move that was from Nunda. And look at the top, Denzo's 2.4 within Emerson then. So as it stands, Denzo is going to be the race winner by 7/10 as Tango's getting past Sweet MJP down to turn 1. Emerson will be praying that Denzo gets a penalty. Potstuff gets a 3-second penalty. I wonder if that would be Denzo. That was going to be Denzo then, so I just said it. Potstuff gets another penalty. Doesn't look like he's going to get any points today. Neither is anyone below Potstuff, so none for Renault and none for Williams, unfortunately. Red Bull's not looking too good for them either. Knowles is in 12th at the moment after starting the back. An instant Mushroom too, and a Mushroom, of course, at the back. His teammate for the day, Jake the Slayer, has not got DRS off Nunda this time. He's got a pacey setup though, because Tango's not gaining on him much. Rick Dalton gets past Sean. Tango is going to go down the inside. Jake the Slayer, yes he is. He does it in the braking zone. He can. Jake the Slayer's trying to go for a switchback. Not got the grip on those soft tyres though. Sweet MJP is going to try and have a look now as Emerson starts the final lap of the race. I think Serious Mushroom's getting a cheeky bit of DRS there off Denzo. He is, yeah he is. Maybe pushing the fastest lap of the race. Mushroom here. Not a bad slipstream that, Denzo, is it? And look at this, Mushroom's overtaking Denzo. And I know he'll take something good out of that. And Denzo's 2.4 off Emerson. I wonder if that's helped Emerson out by Denzo. Maybe distracted by that ghost. But he's still 2.4. He needs to find another 6/10 Emerson, someone like that. Oh, Sam Swift's left the session, no. As he just starts the final lap, Sam's left the session. He's still on for some points, but he needs to get back in before his car gets overtaken. Hopefully that AI just drives around at a decent speed for him. Yeah, Sean's got 6 seconds here. Everyone else behind has got penalties. Jake the Slayer might have 5 seconds to be removed though. He's down in 9th. So if he does get that 5 seconds removed, then he could actually, it could be as far up as 6th. But yeah, Rick Dalton has managed to pull away in P5. The two McLarens going at it. Nunda down the inside. Tango, oh, he's got wobbly there. Didn't get the best traction coming out. Might still have a go over DRS though. In terms of penalties, they've both got 6 seconds. So this is 4th position, and Tango's got some great pace here. They're going to go for it. Tango goes for it down the inside. Nunda's going to try and fight it on the outside. They want these points for themselves. Tango takes it. Emerson wins. No, he doesn't. Oh, he's given Denzo a timing glitch. Denzo wins the American Grand Prix. He's giving him a timing glitch. Denzo P1. Emerson was about a second a bit off. Nightwing does take P3. It's a great effort there for Nightwing. Really good drive from him after starting down in 15th. Young Tommy, he's got Rick just behind him. What's it like for penalties? They've both got 3 seconds. So this is for position. Oh, is Rick going to get it? Rick gets it. Oh, Tommy's got a puncture. He's crashed. He's just coming onto the line, but Rick has given Rick a timing glitch too. Hang on, just let everyone cross the line and I'll go through it. Rick Dalton, P4, because Tommy, we did say, are those mediums going to make 19 laps? And they didn't, because look, Tommy got a puncture in the final sector. So we know Denzo's P1, Emerson's P2, Nightwing's 3rd, 4th is Rick, 5th is Tommy, 6th is Sean, 7th Nunda, 8th Sweet MJP, 9th Jake the Slayer, and then 10th Knowlesy. Jake the Slayer has, yeah, we know, we did say he might have 5 seconds to be removed. We'll have a look at that. Get that in now for me, please, Jake, so I can obviously sort that out as early as possible. It's given driver day to Rick, and yeah, he had a great drive, managed to get up to P4 in the end, so well done to Rick. But don't forget, Denzo is the Premier League champion. Wins the American Grand Prix, outscores his teammate by, Rick in P4 with fastest lap, outscores him by 12 points. So there we go, he was 74 clear, he's now 86 clear with 3 races to go. Yeah, Tango's got 8 seconds to be removed. Oh, I think that was his timing glitch as well. So yeah, Tango, actually, he could be a lot. Yeah, oh yeah, of course, Tango got past Nunda, right? Let's try and go through this. Why does it do this? Stupid game. Denzo, Emerson, Nightwing, Rick, Tommy, Sean, Tango, Nunda, Sweet MJP, Jake, Nosey. I think I've said that right. Unless I missed somebody out. But with Jake wanting 3 seconds to be removed as well, don't forget. Jake's got 5 seconds to be removed. He wants at least, so he'll jump up to P5 with 5 seconds being removed. Yes, he will indeed. So that'll. Oh, hang on, let's have a look at Sean. Yeah, he will go up to P5 if he's got that 5 seconds to be removed. So if he gets it removed, it's Denzo, Emerson, Nightwing, Tommy, Jake, Sean, Tango, Nunda. Oh, fuck it, I'll just give up. Sorry. Okay. That's ridiculous. Everyone's in a different position because there's so many people. Stuff like that. We'll work that out later. Chaz is saying congrats to Denzo. Yeah, champion for the 2nd season running. Absolutely incredible. Had a bit of a blip, didn't he, mid-season, but the last 5-6 weeks he's got his act back together and he's really been dominant, hasn't he? Sure, it won't be as easy for him next season. Anyway, we're going to end the stream there. Another brilliant race, no safety car, just 1 DNF, and that was early on. But big thanks to everyone who raced again, and huge thank you to all the reserves as well. Wouldn't have been the same race without the 9 reserves that filled in for us, some at last minute as well. So big thank you to you as well. And we'll see you next week, where we'll be in Brazil for the first of the last 3 races. Thank you very much. See you next